Welcome, and today I am going to be ranking all of the medieval 2 factions, Vanilla and Kingdoms. This video is also a test video for my new microphone. Hopefully everything sounds a bit better, I don't know. But yeah, if the microphone does sound better, please do let me know. Your feedback is of course very helpful. Anyway, yeah, let's get into ranking these factions. First of all, I am ranking them on how much I enjoy them, how replayable they are. I am a campaign player, and I won't be judging the campaigns differently. For example, I prefer the Britannia campaign over the Americas campaign, but that does not mean that individual factions are going to be treated differently. So, with that, let's begin, and we've got Antioch from the Crusades campaign. I do kind of like Antioch. It's a small faction at the start, decent troops, I like that. I like starting as a small faction and then building outwards. But there is one downside. They do feel a bit like a copy and paste of Jerusalem. Like, why would you pick Antioch when Jerusalem is an option? I'm going to put them in good. Yeah, I think that's a fair spot. The Apache. Okay. Now, this video is heavily down to personal preference, and I don't like playing as the native factions. It's not my playstyle. I like to have heavily armoured and much stronger troops. I like to have a good, strong, stable, economic base, so they really don't play to my playstyle. So for me, I'm going to have to put all of them into no. The faction simply is not for me. Alright, up next. The Barons Alliance. Well, they're unplayable, so they're on no also. Okay, Byzantium. I'm going to be ranking Vanilla Campaign Byzantium. You know what, I'll do both. Because they are in the Crusades as well. I do kind of like them in the Crusades, but I hate Missile Cav. And they do have access to that. Top tier of good, I think. They are a unique faction though. I'll put them in great for now, but that might change later. The Timurids. Again, not playable. Wait, they're not the Timurids. No, Timurids not playable. There we go. They're one of the American ones. Denmark. I do like Denmark. Really fun units to use, and I like their starting location. You can go up north and secure that land, or you can push down south for the more valuable territories, but you're more likely to face enemies there. Or you can go for a more Viking route, or you can push into Eastern Europe, or maybe you can crusade. There's a lot of potential for Denmark, a lot of replayability, and overall, it goes in Fez tier. I do like Denmark. And they can even become the Kalmar Union as well in the Teutonic Campaign. Just a nice little mechanic unique to them. I do like that. Egypt. Okay, Vanilla and Crusade Egypt. They do have Missile Cav, which I don't like. I'll put them in good, behind Antioch. They're not... I think they're a bit better than acceptable. They're okay. I've played them, they're fun, but again, it's not my unit playstyle. England, of course, number 1. I like them in vanilla. I like their starting location. I like their units, but I'm not a fan of them in the Britannia campaign. They start with far too much land, and yeah, that's not my favourite type of starting position. But I think vanilla does override it. I've played this faction more than any other. It's a nice faction to just chill out to. If I want to play for fun, you know, just load up England and have a bit of a laugh. Same with the Julii from Rome 1. France. they are French, but I'll put them on great. I do like their starting position. I do like most of their units, but I'm more of an archer type of guy. Yeah, the French are slightly too defensive for me with their crossbows and all the armour, whereas the English and the Danish can play a bit more aggressive. So yeah, they're on Fez tier. But still, France a very fun faction to play. The Holy Roman Empire. They're definitely in great. I'm going to put them above the French. They've got their phalanx pikemen, which I do like to use, and yeah, I think I prefer the HRE start location. A lot of starter options are available, which allows for a lot of replayability. Surrounded on all fronts as well, always creates an interesting campaign. Hungary. Now, Missile Cav is a very big part of this faction, I think, but they've got some really good, interesting units. I'm gonna put them... yeah, I think that's a good spot. Yeah, if you cannot tell, I absolutely hate missile cavalry. It is horrible. I hate using them and I hate fighting against them. Okay, Ireland from the Britannia campaign. I like Ireland, yeah, they're fun to play. Sort of almost on their own island as well, so yeah. A good start, I do like that one. Jerusalem. I really do like how this faction works overall. I'm gonna put it in, yeah, great tier above Byzantium. They've got good units, good events, and yeah, I like their starting position more than Antioch. Lithuania from the Teutonic Campaign. Now, there's two types of Lithuania. Christian Lithuania and Pagan Lithuania, depending on how you want to play. And I do really like that. It is a nice mechanic in there. I'm really tempted to put them in Fez tier, simply for that alone. They're either upper end great or lower end Fez. I'm gonna lean on to great. Yeah, I do really like their mechanic. It makes them very fun to play. Okay, Milan. Maybe I'm being a bit too generous with some of these. Milan. I do like their crossbows. And I like their start as well in Italy. You know what, first of all, I've changed my mind about Byzantium. I think that's a better spot. But as for Milan, they start with less land. And I do like that. Yeah, great tier. Yeah, I think that is a fair spot for them. They are a great faction to play. I really do like them. Mongols in the Teutonic Campaign. I think they are playable there. Yeah, sort of. Either way, it's a one-time only faction. Play it once, you'll have a bit of fun, but after that, you know, there's not much more to do with them. So yeah, a one-time only campaign. The Moors, I actually had a lot of fun with these guys. Despite them having Missile Cav, I think they have more spearmen than any other faction there, and I like their starting location. I'm gonna say they're great. Above Jerusalem, I did have a lot of fun playing as the Moors. Alright, the Norwegians in the Teutonic Campaign and in the Britannia Campaign. Although they're not playable in the Teutonic one, but they do have an interesting event. If you play Denmark. I'd say they're okay. There's nothing that really tempts me to play them. Like, in the Britannia campaign, meh, they're a bit all over the place. I don't like that. I think Scotland is a much better faction there. So yeah, they're okay. Novgorod in the Teutonic campaign. I think, yeah, they're good. They're a good faction. I had fun playing them. But yeah, that's about it. I think I've only played them once. I wouldn't play it in one time only, but I have only played them once. they're okay. You know what, I keep saying they're okay. Maybe I should put them in okay. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna put them in okay. There's not much to them. The Papal States. One time only. If you play it once, it's a very fun, unique campaign. How, if you go to war with a faction, they are instantly excommunicated. I do like that, it's a nice little mechanic in there, but there's no point playing them a second time. So yeah, one time only. Poland. Straight with Hungary, although slightly more enjoyable. They're basically very similar factions in the game. Portugal. I know I've got a lot of Portuguese viewers, and they always get really angry when I say bad stuff about Portugal. Portugal, I love you, but I'm sorry. But I don't like your faction, you're okay there. I think I would actually prefer Portugal if they didn't start with Navarra. I think that might make them slightly more interesting, or maybe not. I don't know, I just don't see any incentive to play it, actually. Like, the main incentive is to colonise the New World, but, you know, that's too far into the late game. You know, if colonisation was allowed through, like, some weird tech tree, let's say Portugal could get there at turn 100 if they really went for it, they'd be in Fez tier. Russia, here we go. One time only. Yeah, I don't like Russia in vanilla. There are far too many rebel settlements. I'm not a fan of rebel settlements. Far too much land to travel. I'm not a fan of that either. And I don't really like their unit roster, so overall, Russia, it's fun to play once if the Mongols spawn in Eastern Europe, and it's a unique campaign there, but I don't really plan to ever play it again. Scotland, my favourite faction in the Britannia campaign. In vanilla, they're okay. I'll say they're good, and I think I will put them... in Britannia campaign, they'll be up here, but vanilla, they'll be round here. I'll put them... yeah, I think that is a good spot. You know what? Above Antioch. Yeah, they are by far the best faction to play in the Britannia campaign. Like, I like their start. Once they clear out Norway, they're in a safe position, and then it's more just a logical expansion south. It's a logical campaign. It's like England in vanilla. It's just the faction I play if I want to chill. So yeah, they're good. I like them. Sicily. Alright, this one here is going to surprise some of you. I really like Sicily. They are one of my favourite factions to play in Medieval 2. Their starting position and their units are just brilliant. There's so much replayability there. They can expand anywhere, being right in the centre of the Mediterranean with a very decent fleet. Their borders overall are safe, but you still have to worry about Venice, the Byzantines, the Moors. Like, you're not completely safe, but you can sort of play a little bit more relaxed. They've got the Norman Knights, and yeah, overall, I love them. The Italian factions are by far my favourite. Alright, up next, Spain. I'd say I prefer them more than Portugal, but I'm really not a fan of the Iberian factions, apart from the Moors. But yeah, I don't even know what it is about Spain. I just cannot get into it. I think I only played it once. Yeah, that's about it. I'm really not a fan of the faction, and I don't know why. I like them in Medieval 1212 AD. Like, I like Spain in that, but, you know, in Medieval 2, I don't get it. I don't play them. Alright, which one is this? The Teutonic Order in the Teutonic Campaign. They are fun. I do enjoy them. Apart from they look cool, there's nothing really to it, so yeah, I think right in the middle of good. The Turks. They are very missile cav heavy. and I hate that playstyle. I'm putting them there. I don't care for them at all. In fact, I don't even recall a time when I played them. Like, that's how bad they are. I don't think I've even bothered trying. Actually, I think I have once maybe, but I'm not a fan of their playstyle. Alright, Venice. I do like the Italians, but I'm gonna put them here. The problem with Venice is it's not Venice. It doesn't feel like Venice. It doesn't feel like a super wealthy trading power. It feels like Milan, but in a different starting location. I think they really failed to portray it. It is a fun faction, but it doesn't have that feel to it. And yeah, that does really drag it down. In a Medieval 3, I am really excited to play Venice. There's so much potential with this faction. Same with Byzantium as well. There's so much potential, so many unique events and mechanics, but if it's just a copy and paste faction, like they feel in Medieval 2, it's going to die, unfortunately. Alright, last but not least, the Welsh. Here we go, Wales. In the Britannia campaign. They are fun. They're not Scotland fun. Actually, they kind of are. I do really like their start. They've got good units. But I did say it's not as fun as Scotland. Then again, Scotland was pulled down because I don't like them that much in vanilla. So that did drag Scotland down a little bit unfairly. So although I enjoy Scotland in the Britannia campaign, I feel like Wales is great. I prefer them over Jerusalem and the Moors. Yep. Yeah, I'm putting them there. Scotland in Britannia would go, like, here, I think. Yeah, Scotland in Britannia I would put here, but vanilla does drag them down. Scotland in vanilla would go here. Possibly even here. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's a bit awkward having Scotland. Come to think of it, I don't like England in Britannia. So it's only right if I drag them down. There. I am satisfied with that chart. Wow, Denmark number 1. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Sicily number 2, England number 3. Of course, it's a bit awkward as I'm judging kingdoms as well, but overall, I think that's a good list. And I was almost tempted to put Lithuania in there as well, but I didn't. Anyway, let me know what you think. What are your Fez tier factions? What are your top ones? Do you agree with this list or disagree? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know about my microphone as well. If you don't like it yet, don't worry. I've still got some settings to optimise. It's not going to be perfect first video. So yeah, I'll have to tinker with it a bit just to get it perfect. But yeah, as always, let me know what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed, and share with anyone you think may be interested. But for now, until the next one, tomorrow's video, goodbye.